like there was this guy on the whitewater rafting trip we went on, and he was probably 6'6", 6'7", and every bit of 500 pounds.
Oh no!
Like
what sport?
It was a whitewater rafting trip. He was in another boat. Thank God. I remember we were like in that little waiting area.
And then
it was
the rest
him and
of the
his
whole
group.
cohort.
Yeah.
It was a whitewater raft, but he treated it like a kayak.
Yeah, he was playing anchor, and like literally, like I saw him and I was like, please do not have that guy be in our raft. Like he's so big. Like it's like
it turns out
if he were any
like a
larger,
Jeep Wrangler.
Yeah. Like if he were any larger, I imagine they would have been like, you can't go on this. But thankfully he wasn't in ours. And like the instructor who was in our little boat was like tying the things onto us. And like, he was like, yeah, some people like real big people, you can't get the life jacket on them right because they're pear shaped. And so you tighten it on the lower pear part and then they get in the water and it shoots up because it doesn't get there. And I'm like, and he's like clearly like frustrated at someone in another boat. No one in our boat is that body type. Like we all can wear, we're very fit. We can wear life.
You're all shaped enough you're all shaped enough like a human being that the human being size stuff fits you.
Yes, and so we're all good.
There's a mutant in the other boat, though, right?
This guy is enormous in the other boat, and we are in, I guess, our like teacher, because there's a guide in every raft. Like our guide was like the grand poobah, the main in charge guy, and so as they're all going, he's like, "We're on the cleanup crew." So in case anybody gets stuck on a rock or a rapid or something, we can go over there and I can help them out, and we'll guide them out of that. And this big fat guy fell out of the boat maybe 100 yards into this trip. Like we were still in the back. We had not gone yet. Our guy was like, all right, Stevie Joe, you're up next. Go ahead. And then he would go. And then the guy like right in front of us went. And he's even like commentating for us. He's like, we're going to hold back a little bit. It looks like they're struggling, getting congested up there a little. Oh, and he was like talking like to his guides. He's like, oh, Big Jim, get him over that rock. Get him over. Don't you stick up on that. Oh, Jesus. And then and he's like, oh, they're not going over that one. Oh, no. And then the guy fell out, and he falling out almost feels like not dramatic enough. Like he barreled into the water from the boat.
Clear.
It's like when you watch like a skyscraper or something huge fall in slow motion. You're like, oh, there you go.
Like when they drop a rock from the top of the dam and you see a giant splash.
Exactly. He falls out, and immediately they had just gone over the safety thing of like, all right, if somebody falls out in the rapids, you turn them towards the boat, and then you like grab onto their thing and you like just lean back into the boat and pull them.
Yeah.
And this boat in front of us has this big fat guy like back to the boat in the water, and they're like trying to pull him up, but he's too fat and his back is arching and they can't get him back out of the water.
He's wet now.
Like two other boats, and they're like, we're like trying to catch up at this point, but like two other boats, like almost like the National Guard or the Coast Guard come around him, and they like all help get this guy back in. But like the rest of the trip, we had to remain like 300-400 yards back behind this specific boat.
Wow.
Because this guy at any point could cause
Was he
problems.
alone? Was he alone?
No.
Or he had like friends?
It was him and 3 other people and the guide in there.
See, that sucks, because if he's by himself, then we can yell, but I don't want to start a whole like fight with a group of people. I could, I could mock the fat man and then keep my distance, but I don't want to like get beat up.
I mean, if we wanted to lose him, we could have lost him. We could have blown right by him. But
I just I feel like they're ruining your trip is like my thought process. It's like if we have to slow down and wait for him.
It was one of those things where like when I saw him fall out, like I felt I got that feeling of like, oh no, like come on, guy, like please, like I was like embarrassed for him because he's
like
in
the
water
amusement
and
park when they make the person get out of line.
Oh, like this is what I was fearing. Now I'm too heavy to get back in the boat,
Tucker,
and really, like, I wasn't annoyed
somebody?
at all. It's funny looking back, but my real thought was like just a lot of empathy, like oh, this poor big fat guy, like this was probably his fear today, and now he's going through it.
He brought that on himself. Oh, I was going to ask if you'd ever seen anybody like who was too fat to go on a roller coaster or something and get removed.
Yes.
I mean, not get removed, but I mean, we've I think on several occasions, like there's been people that have made the situation around them uncomfortable because of their sheer size. And like, usually it comes, for example, I live in downtown LA, and the one of two grocery stores, there's a Whole Foods, very nice, very clean. There is a Ralph's, not nice nor clean, very much the only other grocery store. And so the creatures that you see enter and exit that are like, it's like Oblivion characters on randomizer. Like that is like, you're like, all right, I didn't know they made them like that. But the way that they have it to like discourage being able to get out of there without your cart is that they have like a gate. It's like a turnstile gate. And I've seen on several occasions people that are like, I think they should get the benefit of the doubt, because it can definitely fit a 300-pound person if they're proportioned like 5'8", they're just wide. But anything more than that, and we're talking like, especially people who have like a bag, many get stuck. And because they get stuck, they can't push the turnstile down. So then it bounces back, and they're in that awkward position where they just feel like, so they yell. They're like, ah! You're just like, it's like a creature being caught in a gate, and you're like, this creature got to come over and like shake it and stuff. You're just like, damn, all right. But yeah, I'm trying to think.
I should go to Whole Foods.
What am I going to do? And it's the only way in and out.
There with a can of grease.
Yeah. I mean,
grease me.
There's people that use the, I flew into New York LaGuardia Airport over the weekend for my cousin's wedding, and they have complimentary carts like for the elderly and fat people who don't want to walk the very large airport. And so they do have these super uncomfortable looking plastic. They almost look designed like the benches outside of like libraries to like be uncomfortable for homeless not to sleep there.
Yeah.
And
like
so,
those.
so I saw
light benches.
Yeah, but I saw so many just, like very, very morbidly overweight people overflowing on this very see-through plastic thing. And it's just like, at what point are you making the conscious decision? Like, I know it looks awful. Like, I know it is just completely, not made for me. This is for people who have who like physically can't get anywhere. And it's just like, no, they get out. They'll like get out and walk too when they realize they can't fit in it. It's like, okay.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I've told the story before, but I saw a lady who would not fit in, I think, Superman the ride at Six Flags Over Georgia. I think it was Superman. It was like a stand-up coaster. You sit on the bike seat thing, and the top thing, the clamshell clamps down, and it wouldn't clamp down on her. And they were just like, "I'm sorry, ma'am, it's not going to happen." And she had to she was in the front, like the very front car, and I was one behind her, and they got her ass out, and she left. It was,
she was in the front. It's a longer line to get to the front too.
Yeah,
you have to wait a little bit extra longer. I don't know if she had the fast pass. I always get that thing. I don't know. I can't imagine going to an amusement park without a fast pass. Like,